I got absolutely royally screwed last night on an A rank trade. We'll break down the A rank trade on the video here now, but it was the perfect setup. This is my exact trade here, okay? I took it live inside the school for the New York session. I got short here, and I had a 30 tick stop loss, and look at this. Look at this. Let me zoom right in so you can see this. But look at this. You know what that is? That's one tick. You know what that means? I got stopped out by a single tick. And the thing just tanked. Literally the high of the day, well, at least high of the morning, before that big meltdown off the open, I got royally screwed. Doesn't change the fact that exact spot, though, this exact area was today's A rank highlight trade setup of the day with the volume profile. Once again, the overnight value levels providing the best spot for these setups right off the bat. Okay, so let's break down the confluences. Now, you'll notice that right here, I actually got shorted the overnight point of control, but I had my stop loss sitting behind the overnight value high because I thought, you know what? It's very close together. They're stacked together, these two levels, right? Very close. The range between these two spaces was only about 16 ticks, 4 points. So pretty closely stacked. So I thought, you know what? Stop loss 30 ticks just behind the overnight value high will be fine. I'm going to get short at overnight point of control right on the open, just in case it only taps here and goes down. Thought 30 ticks, yep, fine. You know what, I'll go in for that. 30 ticks, that's decent on the ES. And yeah, so that was the two overnight value levels stacked together. What made it an A rank setup was the VWAP as well. We also had the VWAP, upper VWAP band sitting right across these two levels too. So it was the perfect spot. The market had just extended off the overnight value area low, came up to the point of control. All right. Then the New York session opens and we have upper VWAP, overnight point of control, overnight value high all together in one spot. There was people inside the school on the stream that got the trade and had a slightly wider stop and ended up passing evals on the stream. And here's me sitting there with my flaccid dong in my hand, just sitting there watching the rest of you guys take that. So that was a really good setup off the open. Right off the bat, right? Triple stacked area. The target for me was 1-to-1, 30 ticks on one contract. I was going in with 2, 30 ticks on one, back, buying back at VWAP just down here. And then I was going to hold a second contract for the full rotation to the overnight value low. And that ended up actually melting down all the way through to the weekly value low and beyond. So it was a really good setup. I just got really unlucky with my stop loss placement. And hindsight for me on this is that I probably could have waited for it to trade up a little bit. Being New York session, I don't often trade New York, so I'm more used to the slower movement of Asia. But being New York, I probably could have waited for it to trade up a little bit and maybe get my entry in between the two levels here. That would have been more favorable. In hindsight, the hindsight's 2020. Nonetheless, still a great trade setup. Other than that, there was a few other good setups there today, mainly after it bought back up from yesterday's point of control, came back, retested VWAP plus value area low and previous day value high. That was a good spot as well. But yeah, it was a wild V-shaped type recovery day today, all the way down and all the way back up. So these days can be challenging, but hey, we keep going. We keep going. Hope you guys have been finding these useful. And another little update from me as well from this past week was one of my freaking Take Profit Trader Pro accounts I went a little bit too hard on, and so that's been frozen up and is going to be moved to live. Now with Take Profit Trader, you get moved to live either at their discretion or whenever you make 10K in a single day. This will be about the 4th or 5th time I moved to live with Take Profit Trader. I accidentally went over the 10K mark. I always try and keep my trades just under 10K on the Take Profit Trader accounts because live accounts, right, they can be good. I prefer to have it in my own personal brokerage, so I try to avoid getting moved to live as much as possible. And if I torch a live account and just go back to SimFunded and just rinse and repeat, so I try and stay under the radar. But yeah, on Tuesday went a little bit too hard or Wednesday went a little bit too hard with this account. So that's one of my Take Profit Trader accounts getting moved up to live. So I can keep trading my other SimFunded accounts, but now I've got another one that's been succumbed to the live program. The live program is actually really good with Take Profit Trader. As I said, I like to have it in my own brokerage, ideally. So I'll be using this live account. Normally with live accounts, I use them to, once I get moves to live, I just go real balls to the wall and just try and go big or go home. But what I'll do with this live account is actually I'm going to grow it up slowly, maybe use it as like the mainstream account and just use it as a bit of a case study and see how high I can run it up. I got to get on the board. The influencer standards these days are like, got to get 50K, 100K payouts at one time. Maybe I try and aim for like a single 50K payout or something. That might be a cool little milestone to go for. So that's a little update on my own trading this past week. This past week was really good overall. The whole week was green until yesterday, until today for Friday's New York session. New York session today, I got teased and ran away from, and then took a couple of losses trying to catch other setups today. So today was a bit more challenging for me, but the rest of the week was green. All the school streams inside were green too, so can't complain. But yeah, ended the week. Fridays historically are my worst trading days personally, so it's just following the trend. Maybe I manifested that, guys. I expected a bad day and had a bad day, you know what I mean? So maybe I got to change that internal thinking. I'll be going through and answering the school questions today, all the rest of the posts that are in school at the moment. And then the schedule for, if you haven't joined yet and you're wanting to come along to the live streams, the schedule for next week is we got New York, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Asia, and then Friday, London. So we're covering all those sessions across the week. And of course, the weekly groups coaching session on Friday as well. This is my local time, Brisbane time, so it's actually New York Open, Asian Open, London Open, and the group coaching session happens at Asian Open on Friday as well. So other than that, have a great weekend, guys. I will see you guys either inside the school or on Monday for Monday's video. See you then.